Hey, what's up you guys? This is the Average A, and I make completely average gameplay videos and put them up on YouTube. Today I've got a gameplay video for you on Black Ops. This is the game of Domination on launch, the one with the nuke that goes off. You know that one? Yeah. On this video I'm going to be talking about my thoughts on Black Ops, comparisons that I'm going to make in my personal history of video games. So, my history of video games started out when I was 7. My parents bought me I think it was a PS2. It was definitely a PS2 with Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3. It's my first ever game. What a game to start out with. I had that for a numerous amount of years. I think my favorite game I ever played on that system was Medal of Honor Frontline. It was my favorite game that I played on that system. I never had the online thing. I never did, ever. So, I never had the... I don't think it was even out for the PS2 until late in the PS2's career. Then, I think when I was about 2 years ago, I graduated to the Xbox 360, and I've had that for a long time now. It's only bit the dust once. I had to send it back to Texas for a restart. I didn't get into shooters until I think last year, where I really started playing the crap out of them. When I first got, I think it was COD 2. I got COD 2. It was one of the first games I ever had with the Xbox, and I played the crap out of that game, and I loved it. And I eventually got COD 4 quite a little bit after it came out. I never bothered with COD 6. I got Call of Duty. I never bothered getting Modern Warfare 2 either until Black Ops had been announced, which was a bit of a stupid decision. And then I pre-ordered Black Ops, and then I got it the day after it came out because I couldn't really be bothered to go to the midnight release, seeing as I had a lot of homework that night. And now here I am, making videos and putting totally average videos up on YouTube for you guys to watch and subscribe, comment, and rate. Right? Oh God, I'm hopeless. But also, Black Ops, coming from a guy who's played the absolute shit out of this game. I've played the ever-loving crap out of this game as I get semtexed, and I love it. I mean, it's the most balanced, it's the most fun. There's no one god gun, there's no one god, there's no one god class. It's all dependent on your skill. And although the guns like the AK-74U and the FAMAS are great, they can be countered, and that's why I'm using this Galil, because I think it's a better gun than the FAMAS, and it also looks sweet in camo. But I don't like the FAMAS because it has too much sway. I love the AK-74U. That gun I do like. I just don't like the as I get stuck. I don't like the other one, the FAMAS. I tried it and I don't like it. I like the Galil a lot better. I also like the Tomahawk. I'm very attracted to the Tomahawk. I know it's basically the same thing as the throwing knife. I don't know, but I've never found any attraction to Semtex. Frags, yeah, sure, I'll use them, but Semtex is just a big no-no. Compared to other games, I mean, Call of Duty 2, there was some huge balance issues, because basically if you had a bolt action, you would rape everybody else. And unless it was up close and they had a shotty, in which case you were the one who get zoned. But other than that, bolt actions reign supreme. Call of Duty 4, the M4 carbine, M16 AK ruled assault, MP5, AK-74, and they ruled the submachine gun classes. The LMGs, I think the RPD was most oftenly considered the best, but I don't know about that because they weren't very effective in themselves. Shotties were fun, but neither were very effective. I never played Call of Duty 5 for more than 10 minutes at a friend's house. so I can't really tell you about that game. And Modern Warfare 2 had the most balance issues, I think, out of any of the Call of Duty games, because there was the God class. If you had stopping power and a sniper, you would absolutely rule people. You would absolutely zone them. And for quickscopers, that was cool. But I think it was a bit of a stupid move. As I zoned this guy with a RC car, it was a bit of a stupid move to take the quickscoping out of the game, because in order to quickscope, you had to be good with the skills, and you had to be itchy with you couldn't be itchy with the trigger finger. You had to be patient, and you had to wait for your kill. And if you actually watched a match of mine where I attempted to quickscope, like that Peritage, it took about 5 matches to get enough footage for the video. And if you watch one of the games where I try to quickscope, I almost always ended up going negative, just trying to get good shots for the videos. And the ones where I did go positive, you have to have some skill to quickscope, and it's just not fair that they took out the quickscoping in this one. I mean, it is the most balanced game, and I think that contributed to it. Also, the kill streaks in Modern Warfare 2 were just atrocious. These ones are so much better because the Predator missile was almost an instant. As this nuke goes off, the Predator missile was almost pretty much an instant kill unless you were on a map like, I don't know, Afghan and everybody was inside. That was really, or Skid Row, that was a terrible one. Chopper Gunner was terrible. Nukes are obnoxious, in my opinion. I'll make a whole another video on that one, but just leave you with the nukes are obnoxious and stupid, and I never ever tried going for them. Chopper Gunner was overpowered. AC-130 was not as overpowered as Chopper Gunner. And it wasn't balanced. And the EMP was totally useless. I mean, nobody ever used that unless they were trying to unlock something. And the helicopters were underpowered, and except for the Chopper Gunner, which was overpowered. And the God Gun was the noob tube. But I think I'm trying to remember, because I haven't played that game in so goddamn long, because I stopped playing it a while ago. I think the God Gun in that game pretty much was the 1887 for the time, the Akimbo 1887s. That was the God Gun for a time, but then they patched that. And then it switched over to, the tack knife. The Elm 45 was a god. It was, you could drop anybody without stopping power, and with a silencer you could drop anybody. The Akimbo feature I don't think was any bad, but it got overused to the point of aggravation. There was also a lot of annoying equipment, but that's more to the point of how are you going to avoid that equipment. Like, I got tripped by claymores a lot, but that's more my fault than anybody else's. I mean, that's not the game's fault at all, as I zoned this guy, using the clue from my fallen comrade. Dear God, I'm hopeless with this. And this game, compared to most of those, is just totally awesome and totally balanced. And Modern Warfare 2 was fun. Call of Duty 4 still is fun, except for Martyrdom, which was a bitch. And this one's, I think, this may just be the early effects. When you get the game, Hutch called it the honeymoon effect. When you just get in the game and everybody, it happened with Modern Warfare 2, but everybody eventually got over this. I hope people don't get over this one, because this game is really awesome, and it's totally balanced, and it's a gamer's game. It's not a cheapy D, 12-year-old game. You gotta have skill to succeed in this, or you're gonna go negative really fast. I mean, really fast. And I don't really. That's the only good way of measuring your skill in this game, and it's disappointing to me because KD I just don't think is a very good representation of how well you play the game. I mean, I had a negative KD for most of my Modern Warfare 2 career because I played the crap out of Domination. As you can see by this game, I was more focusing on trying to get kills just because the game starts out, but As you will see sometimes, I will be all over the flags when I play Domination, and I owe a lot of that to just trying to win. I mean, my win-loss ratio is really awesome, but my KD ratio sucked, and then I kind of switched because I started playing Team Deathmatch as I get zoned. I started playing Team Deathmatch, and I started to focus more and more on my KD, and I became into a KD whore. And I'm disappointed in that because KD is not a good thing of how you play the game, and I just think that people should measure it differently. They should play. They shouldn't even measure your skill. They should just say, "Oh, do you play?" And it's just annoying. And I also hate the word noob. I know I'll elaborate this probably on a future video, but the word noob annoys me, and I think it's going to be used a lot less in this game because it's hard to call somebody noob, because in Modern Warfare 2, unless you were a quick-scoping headshot machine who did not camp whatsoever, you were considered a noob, And that it disappointed me. And as I get defeated, it disappointed me. So, I'll elaborate that on a further video, but until that video comes around, this is the Average A signing off.